So the song ends, and Alice and Peter find themselves standing outside of the tattoo parlor, wondering what in the world just happened. After a moment of confusion and silence, they turn down the street and continue on their way in search of the White Rabbit. Now, when I first started working on this story, when I first realized I wanted to write a musical and I wanted it to be fractured fairy tale-ish, somewhere in that territory, I had a few different ideas. I knew it always was going to contain these classic children's book characters on some sort of adventure through a magical type land. Originally, I had a thought. One of the earlier thoughts was that these four characters would have grown up. You'd have Alice, Peter, but also Dorothy and Pinocchio, your classic children, eternal children, that would be found as adults by the man on the moon, who, for whatever reason, would have to take them back through all these fairy tale and children's book type stories. I really couldn't find anything fun in there, and that idea of having forgotten that you used to be part of the magical world and then rediscovering it for some reason, that's been done so many times. I'm a huge fan of Hook, which is, in my opinion, the best version of that. And I don't really have much to add to that. So I was like, okay, well, let's play around with this. Let's see what else we have here. I do like these characters. But after a while, I said, as much as I love Dorothy, I love The Wizard of Oz, there's really not much you can do with Dorothy because she is a complete character. Frank Baum originally wrote The Wizard of Oz as a response to Alice in Wonderland so that he could tell that kind of a story to his little girl, but with a stronger female protagonist, one that would drive the story instead of being driven by the story. So by the end of Dorothy's adventures, she's done. There's really not a whole lot more you can do with that character. She's complete. And then Pinocchio, I don't really like Pinocchio, so he got cut. Originally, Pinocchio, actually, when I got to this story, was going to be in it a little, kind of like Dorothy as a supporting cast member earlier on. He was going to be one of Peter's cubicle mates, one of the people in his office. And the only thing left of him, though, is the line, "We are puppets on our strings, fulfilling other people's dreams," in the song Growing Up. It just felt too weird to have him there. He felt too otherworldly compared to what else was going on in that time period in the story. So he got cut. As they're walking down the road, they kind of realize, even though this is someone that I've known most of my life and I grew up with, it's been so long, we're realistically strangers. And so they begin to ask each other just the polite, not too deep questions. The how are you? How have you been? What have the last 25 years held? Which leads us into the song For a Few.